I think we got it. I think it is going. What's up, everyone? What's up, y'all? It's your girl Danielle here, representing Call to Action, representing the Action Army, trying to get things figured out here, trying to figure out what we need to get done. That's why it's a little late. You know, it can't be a Danny episode unless it's a late episode. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Just trying. We are seriously. Chill to Reaction is trying to get things figured out today. So thank you all for coming in and hanging out with us. It's your girl Danielle here. I'm gonna do this whole intro all over again because my brain is scattered. Yes. There's no. It is not Alex. Sorry, y'all. I jumped the gun on this one. We're going to just go ahead and blame this all on me. Guys, today we're going to be reacting to the William Bibbiani, Erwin match. I'm excited about this match. These are two big heavyweight competitors going at it. This is going to be an excellent game. Bibbiani has been a staple in the Schmoedown, a sweetheart in the Schmoedown for so long. He's been active in it, been doing really cool things with his intros and all of that stuff. There we go. Oh, sorry, that's my bad. There's too many people. There's too many cooks in the kitchen right now.
I'll cook your kitchen, Danny.
That's right, Alex. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Alex. Okay, so as usual, we're having fun. We're having fun today. Thank you, Alex, for coming on. My brain is scrambled because this all happened literally like in a 5-minute span, 2 minutes before this stream was supposed to go live.
Well, let's be honest. Isn't that how all of Call to Action episodes are?
Cheers.
I was totally drinking with you, but I actually just ran out of my last beer last night, so I'm all sad.
Sorry.
Because I would totally drink along with you. I can pretend I'm drinking if you like. I can go get a Waterloo.
Yeah, sure. No. Oh man, that's funny. As I was saying, William Bibbiani has been a big presence inside of this entire league for a very long time. His intros are legendary. His intros are magic. We all strive to be as magnificent. A bubbly. That's not a bubbly. What is
Waterloo? A sparkling water. It's basically with no bitter aftertaste.
I do not have that in Corpus Christi, Texas. At least I don't think that I do. So I wouldn't know how that tastes.
It's really yummy. Dierberg's is like, I'm in St. Louis, where Dierberg's is our grocer of choice, and this is delicious.
Oh yeah. Paul Denuzio.
Paul, man, I love him. Paul's fantastic.
Paul is fantastic. Paul is the second half of the Chill to Action little stream that we do on Sundays, and Paul saves my life every week. You have no idea.
Oh, absolutely. He's, just kind of just reconfirming everything. Paul, he's such a gem. I know he probably hears us all the fucking time. You know, when he was in New York, Lucas, like, he met all these really awesome people. He met a handful of competitors. He met managers, Dagnino, Rachel Silvestrini, and all these awesome people. And the person he talked about most when we got home was Paul.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, he was just like, Paul's just so cool. And Paul was just so chill and cool. And he was just like, him and his wife were so fucking dope. And I was just like, right, goals.
We love a Kim. Oh my goodness, do we love a Kim. Kim is literally a lifesaver.
Yes.
Kim is a lifesaver.
Love
it. Yes. Paul says hi to Lucas also, by the way.
He actually, I'm very sad. He just took a little trip, but I will pass on the word for sure. All right. So tell me about this. What is going on here, Danny? What is this? What is a shindig that I just hopped onto?
Well, Alex, I'll go ahead and tell you what's going on here tonight on the Call to Action podcast. We're reacting We're
Oh my
reacting
gosh.
to, that's what we're doing. We're gonna watch Willem Bibbiani versus Ethan Erwin. I had nothing to do on this Friday night. I was chilling. I am here in my salon. This is where I've decided to start recording from now on. This lighting is so much better. You're welcome. So we're gonna watch this match, round 2 of the Ultimate Singles Tournament. I can't believe how far we've gotten into it. It feels like we just started watching this tournament and we're already going down to the wire.
I was watching a little promo for this earlier, and I was like, it just occurred to me that we're already like gonna be done with round 2s, and I was like, where the fuck did everything happen? What's going on? It's not to mention I'm not gonna lie, I've already seen this match. But there's like a handful of times where I had to like run away to the bathroom, or I had to like run away to get something to drink or something like that. And as a result, I felt like I was gone for like 10 minutes, unfortunately. There's a couple of times where I was like, what happened? And neither Lucas or my dad, I was introducing it to my dad, and he was just like, I don't know. They asked a question, and I'm like, wow, Dad. Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, Alex, that's why it was super confusing about how we were going to get all of this set up, because I knew that Alex was hanging out with her husband and her dad, Action Cat, was hanging out with her husband and her dad, introducing her dad to the Schmoedown. So that's super cool. So we're getting my mom is into it. She loves it. Alex is getting her dad into it. We're getting all of these proud parents into the Schmoedown for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Spread the love, y'all.
Well, Danny, I really want to know from you, as someone who's like mama's into Schmoedown and everything, how do you talk about it with your parents? Or like your mom, like you say? Does she know all the storyline? When did she start watching it with you? Or with you as well?
So my mom, there was a time where my car was not working, and my mom drives for Uber and Lyft. So she was basically Ubering me around. Yeah. And I was just being a normal person in an Uber with my headphones on and watching stuff. And it's just my mom, and she's trying to talk to me about things. I'm like, hold on. I'm listening to something. This is very important. I need to catch up on these matches. So then she kept asking about it. And then Houston came up. The Houston live event came up. I was going through some things with a boyfriend at the time. I was supposed to take him with me. He did not go, so I brought my mom with me instead. Mm-hmm. And my mom had a stinking blast over there. So she loved it. She loved it. She fell in love with everyone. She fell in love with Andrew Guy. She's obsessed.
I mean, obviously, who doesn't?
Obsessed with Andrew Guy.
Let's be honest, Joy. Aren't we all actually in love with Andrew Guy? I mean, even Lucas said it. He was like watching like the Houston match, and he's like, I get it.
I get it.
He's like, I get it. I can appreciate that.
It's true.
And I'm like, right? Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your support. So ever since then, my mom asked me, every time I see my mom now, she's like, so what's going on with your movie stuff? And I know
I love it when they call it that.
She means the Schmoedown.
Yeah.
So very funny, and it's really cool. And she asked about Andrew all the dang time.
Like I'm in a very similar situation where I'm like talking to where I started getting into training somewhat recently, and my brother found my note cards, my trivia note cards, in my purse, and he was like, "What the fuck is this?" And my dad, by extension, when he came over earlier today, he found my book,
your study book.
I'm starting with a bunch of movies that I tagged a handful of movies I haven't seen, and I'm gradually tagging movies that I am process of seeing or just saw over the past 2 weeks. But he was like, he didn't realize just how intensive training can be, and how like crazy it can be. So this is not something, whether it be podcasting or being a fan, this is not just like, we're not just like passive fans. We're like actively involved, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there are plenty of fans who are actively involved. So I'm going to take a second to shout out all of the fan leagues that are out there. I can definitely attest to that studying. I was supposed to be a part of the movie trivia face-off league on a Disney match, and I tried to study for a little bit, and my brain was blown. So, and I've seen your match. You did a great job on your match, girl.
Let's not talk about that.
You're going to come back and get all that. So big shout out to all the families that are out there. We appreciate everyone that's involved in every single aspect of the Schmoedown just to help this community grow and how intense it is. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Some of these people, like all of these fan competitors are no joke. I mean, look at what Paul Oyama and Chance Ellison have done in the league. And
yeah,
plenty of ready
yeah,
to take that
lie, though. That being said, I mean, obviously rookie players, rookie year pretty much, but also it's definitely been a year of where a lot more players are coming through on their own. They're, forces to be reckoned with. But something I'm really yearning for, I really want to see a female competitor from the fan leagues now.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah.
I want a female Chance Ellison or a female another female IG player. I just need Mara to start playing now.
You know what, Alex?
Mara, please come up.
Be the change you want to see in the world, girl.
You know what? It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. You saw those snow cards. Yeah.
No, you work hard and I love you and I believe in you 100%. 100%. And which is why I'm so glad that you're here with me tonight for this love and support to help me get through this, because solo reaction was kind of weighing on my shoulders. So I haven't seen the match yet. I'm not going to answer any questions. I did forget my dry erase board as I was rushing over here. So I'm
going to write for you in that case.
I'm sorry.
On a notebook. Oh, you can write like your answers on a notebook or something? I know.
I can if I want to. I guess I can. I was just going to take notes because I'm a note taker. That's me.
Yeah, that's how I knew you and I were friends, because we both have obnoxious notebooks. Like,
oh my gosh.
It's like the amount of these I have.
Last stream, we talked at the draft stream. We said a little tidbit about why we have so many people on our podcast is because each of us individually is good at one thing. Paul's got his spreadsheets. We have our notes.
The notes.
We can take the notes. Absolutely.
That's true. I plan on being buried with like 30 notebooks.
Oh my God, I love notebooks. It's one of oh man, I'm one of those people that will just buy notebooks for no reason. I am that person.
Oh yeah, Marshalls is the bane of my existence, because I will beeline towards that notebook session and buy like 10 of them, even though I already have 10 at home. That's written in.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to some of the people in the chat: Jonathan Pett, Eric. Good, Eric Frederick, we love you so much, babe. Jake Yakavetta, the one, the only, Mr. Jake. Shout out to our usuals hanging out with us today, watching us react to William Bibbiani versus Ethan Erwin. Are you ready for this, Alex?
I'm ready to pee my pants because these guys look identical. And I'm hoping there's going to be praying that there's going to be a moment where they look at each other and be like,
twinsies? Hoping and wishing and thinking and praying. Are those words? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And praying.
It's one of those. Let's do this, Alex. I am ready to watch this match. I am super pumped for this tournament to go down.
I'm ready for the world to be rocked.
Me too.
I warned you to be careful what you wish for. Put your Mickey ears on and get on the plane, because John Roca and
everyone in the chat, please let me know and make sure that the sound is right. You can hear everything just fine. You can hear us just fine. Let us know, please.
Dan Earl cashing in.
It's going to be
shot with John Roca.
Watching beats founding
I'm
fathers.
going to be over in Orlando. I'm going to be over in
That's the undercard is going to be the finals of the Ultimate Schmoedown. Purple suits, we call him. He is giving away a trip to our
I
studio
love
here.
that
you get your flight,
little
you get
picture
your
right there of
and
Christian
you get to
Harloff.
compete in a match if you go to Orlando and you are lucky enough to compete on
It
stage.
makes my heart flutter.
Orlando's exciting. I thought it was just going to be a funeral for the founding fathers at the hands of the corruption team.
We are the greats. We have always been the greats. We're having some fun with this match.
For Orlando to get 500 tickets to make this for random fans to be able to.
That's going to be exciting.
That would be amazing. But we need more people over in Orlando.
More of that William Bibbiani who we first saw when he made his debut. The Beast is back, Matt.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it, Ethan. Now, who do you think is going to be the undercard for this?
I don't know.
Whoa. Not here for all that. We've done that whole song and dance. You can brood and breathe. This isn't Ad Astra. You can stop. Listen, I just don't know how to tell you this. Burnett is a bona fide idiot. We know this. He wears that coat. However, he does come up with a few bright ideas every now and then.
It's a good
the
coat.
whole draft is one of them.
Dapper fucking toad. Oh, that's what.
I know you got this whole thing with Kaiser going. I know y'all running buddies, drinking buddies, and him talking over you buddies. But if you notice, it's about Kaiser and the dungeon. Oyama is about
Those are
himself.
fighting words, Jay.
What I'm saying is, how about you come join the fold? Because, hear me out, I know what you bring to everything. When Ethan becomes singles champ again, Janine with Ethan becomes team champion, and you become the Inner Geekdom champion, like you rightfully should be. You should come to the fold. Now, I get it. If you win that belt, Kaiser can keep you. But what if I trade for you to show you your value, what I see in you? I want you to just think about it, bro. I know we've had everything. All right? One of the greats, dog. Just remember that.
Don't do it. Not a fan. I love Jay Washington, but I do not want to see Kevin Smets separate from Kaiser. I mean, I get the whole idea of that tournament is for that to happen, but I'd be sad to see it.
Well, that's the thing. If,
Mark Ellis, this
you know,
is the ultimate
you really have
showdown.
to
It's
start
gonna
off
come
with
here in round number
who are you
two
to
here.
first.
And
If you're building a
if you
team, you're
told me
building
that
a
this
hitting
match
point.
of Ethan
You know,
Big
who are you going to
Time
pick
Erwin
first?
versus
You know,
Bibbiani,
Smith is
William
going to get a
Bibbiani,
lot
who's
of
happening
points
around
right
here.
out the get-go.
This is a
And if you
spectacular main event.
do
These are two
Oyama
former
already,
champions.
Can't give it away in round number 2. Well, we're doing it. We're
Right.
just that
you know,
stupid.
It's
sure,
pretty-
that
it
is
is true.
guaranteed for
But
my
you've
points.
got William the
However,
Beast
he's not
Bibbiani,
going to
who
play
was the
for a
champion
while,
last year,
in
and
theory, at
Ethan
least.
Erwin, also the champion last year. These two have faced in a triple threat match with William Bibbiani taking that victory.
I keep wanting to call him
John
Arthur.
Roca and
It's not his
Ethan
name.
Erwin, and he just narrowly lost to
Cheap,
Dan
chill
Merle,
the
but he's
action
back
plug.
again in the tournaments.
We'll talk
He's
about it
having a
more later, y'all,
good
but
run.
Kaiser's
You know what
coming
he
on the
did with
show on
Ethan
Sunday.
Erwin, though,
Hey.
one of the scariest competitors we have, is starting to creep back in there. He had that big win against
Oh, that was such a
Taylor
fucking
Crouch,
awesome
and now we
match.
know he's going to be in the teams tournament with his partner Janine the Machine.
That's right. And William Bibbiani, you talk about a partner in a team format. I know we're doing the singles, but him and the kid have been working together. So I think the kid's pushing him a little bit, even just in singles, too. You know, you see the Beast hang out with him. They're doing trivia back and forth. Meanwhile, Ethan Big Time Erwin, a lot like the movie that he produces, Sherlock Holmes, he's backstage playing the violin, getting his thoughts straight. This is going to be two A-plus performances you're about to see, but only one can win and advance to the next round.
There can only be
now,
one.
After
There
the
can only be
announcement
one.
and what's happening, you see that the managers are also playing very differently here. Obviously, Bibbiani does not have a manager. That'll change next season.
Also, I'd like
Who's
to
looking
take this
recruit
opportunity
him,
to
right?
shout out
And you
Houston,
look at
Texas.
Jay Washington, who's trying to hold on.
We going
to
to the
Ethan.
ship, y'all.
So he wants Ethan to get to
What are you
that
talking
title
about?
match to win the
Baseball.
title, so Ethan's protected. So there's so
Oh,
much more
yeah,
at
that's
stake
cute.
now for this match.
Cardinals.
And they both want to get to Orlando to get to the singles finale.
Winning is fun. Live events are fun. Steak is delicious. Let's take a look at what each competitor had to say right before their match.
I got to tell you, Mark, this run here by William the Beast Bibbiani reminds me of the 1980 Phillies, and they went to the World Series. That's what this reminds me of.
I see a look of surprise. I see a look of glee.
Yeah.
But I also see a look of somebody who is ready to face Ethan Erwin in round number 2.
Here we are, round number 2 of the ultimate Schmoedown singles tournament. Now, listen, I understand I wasn't able to make it to New York because they was trying to put me on Spirit, bro, and I'm not flying Spirit. I'm not. Don't do that.
And your
Who do you
winner,
think is undercard going into that? Ethan, they both have one
But
team.
now we're here, and it's against William the
You know,
Beast Bibbiani.
I am so excited for my rematch against
I
Ethan
really want
Erwin.
to
It was so close last time.
Yeah.
It's my match, and I'm going to play Ethan Erwin. Yay! I had the best three-way with Ethan and John earlier this year. I mean, I cannot opt out, but it was close. It was close. Between me and Erwin, it was close.
I
Roka
mean, what are you
next
gonna
month.
do?
We tag team Roka.
What are
and
you
then
gonna
we also met at the free for all, and we played against each other in teams a year ago. But we've never actually just faced each other.
We've never had one-on-one, personnel, a personnel, glasses, facial hair. Just it's never just been.
Bow, bow.
So this is something I've been looking forward to for a really long time. Now you talk.
Well, I mean, it's going to be a tough match. Erwin is one of the best in the league. But,
Meyer,
as we've seen, you got the better of him last time. And, I mean, it's going to be close. Game down to one question
The
last
kid,
time.
can you imagine if we do get a Brendan Meyer versus William Bibbiani at the end of this whole thing?
Bibbiani standing. We're talking about standing.
That'd be nuts.
This is going the long haul.
What I
This
would
is big
also
time
love
here.
to
Who doesn't run out of steam as long
Tell
as we
me.
keep alcohol in the building.
I
But
would
I
love
believe
to have an
that
episode
Ethan
where
Erwin,
we
I
sign
believe he goes to the semifinals
to
and
competitors
then it's back
now.
on to the end
Oh.
of the tournament when you
I
win
want to
and capture
assign
again
Angel to take
Schmoedown.
Brendan Meyer.
Singles title.
Oh,
Just saying.
man.
Just
Ethan,
saying.
where am I looking?
Just saying.
Ethan. Let's make this a
Am I
stipulation
wrong?
match.
Fight me.
Whoever wins has to be the other person's friend for life.
And if you win,
Fight her in the
I'll
comments.
stop emailing you.
I would love to listen to this stipulation match. I'm not gonna lie.
Woo!
Ethan is focused. Ethan and Jay both talking about how they want to get Ethan back to the title match, to get that title back. Bibbiani is having fun. That's what he's done. It's the reason why I believe he's been so successful over the last years, because he went from taking this game way too serious to having a lot of
I can't believe
fun
how
with
far
it.
we are
It's
in
just
this
the way his
tournament already,
personality
man.
works. He's goofing around a little bit more, and I think it's paying off.
Would you say it's the loosest that we've ever seen the Beast? Ethan always has a calm, loose demeanor around him, and I think that Jay, as his manager, enhances that. They do work well together as manager competitors, so we'll see what happens with the Nuke next season. But as of right now, we're about to get it on in round number 2 of the Ultimate Schmoedown.
All right, let's talk about their tail of the tape. Mark, what do you got?
William Bibbiani, he is fantastic. If you go all the way back to classics, he also knows new releases. He covers them on a daily basis.
I always love that third little favorite. Best entrances in the game. Hell yeah, Bibbiani. That was damn right.
And we have what?
Classics is such a hard.
He is very good at
It's such a hard category to be strong at. So anyone that can say
not so much
Strange enough, when Time Machine.
Look at Ethan's right now.
They brought
Ethan
back
Erwin
Casey
just
Jones for
had
the third
nothing
one,
but
but
Teenage Mutant Ninja
All
Turtles.
right, you ready to get
And
going?
I can appreciate that with
All right,
my
ladies and
whole
gentlemen,
heart.
it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown.
Sellout crowd here today. Championship atmosphere. Round 2.
Introducing first, led to the ring by his team partner, the Kid, with a record of 8 wins, 6 defeats, and 4 knockouts. He is the former movie trivia Schmoedown champion of the world, William the Beast Bibbiani.
You see it? Christian is now bleeding. It's a massacre in the crowd. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Lancelot in 1975. Oh, there, the kid is there. Kid's calming him down. To calm, tickle more than anything. The Beast down. Wow.
Sorry.
What a.
Sorry. I just get carried away. Sorry. Sorry.
Beast,
My idiom.
It's good to see you. I need to ask my partner, Christian, are you okay?
It's just a scratch.
Just a flesh wound. Okay.
No, I understand that reference.
And his opponent, representing the Time
That's
Machine,
crazy to me.
led to the ring by
Viv
his
is,
manager, Jay
Janine
Washington,
Garcia.
and team partner, Janine the Machine.
Also, I
With a
mean,
record
they're both singles,
of
they're
8
former
wins,
singles belt holders.
3
They
defeats,
both have very
and 4
similar
knockouts.
weaknesses.
He is the former movie trivia
And I
Schmoedown
think it came down
champion of the
to,
world,
technically speaking,
Ethan
Ethan
Big
has the left
Time Erwin. Is there, where's his crew? There's the crew.
He doesn't need them. He doesn't need the fancy entrance. He's got Janine, he's got Jay.
Yeah,
Bibbiani took that.
yeah, he's focused. Ethan, I think he got a haircut. Maybe it's a more militaristic Ethan.
It's true. I mean, this is again. These are two
Better
strong players.
Yeah,
I could hear that.
Why does he have a sword?
I don't think he's going to use. He already stabbed me with it. Yeah. Oh
wow. All right.
I got a sword now.
Okay. Very nice.
Everybody's getting.
I have a question. Why does he have a sword?
Nice.
Yeah, very
All right,
odd.
very clever.
Who would have known that the sword and the stone turned out to be William Bibbiani all along?
Oh. All right, so our competitors are there. Bibbiani is standing as usual. Ethan has sat down, and the rules for round number 1.
In round number 1, gentlemen, you're going to hear 8 questions. These questions are asked to the field. They come from 8 different corners of movie, trivia, Schmoedown, know-how. Each question is worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing in round number 1. As soon as we ask the question, you have about 15 seconds.
I wonder if Mark
That's
Ellis
attempted an answer
knows
on the
these
whiteboard in front of you.
rules
When we
by
ask
memory.
my
Like,
name after that 15
Oh,
seconds
I'm
to reveal your
sure.
answer, show what you wrote on the whiteboard
I'm
to the
sure
camera.
he
and
does.
verbalize your answer
Absolutely.
into the microphone.
can recite them
I remind each
verbatim.
competitor of your 3 usages of the
Well, you said it
JTE
enough.
rule throughout the duration of the match. If you're not sure you heard a question right, you want us to repeat it, or you just want to buy yourself another 15 seconds to get that correct answer from the back of your head to the front of your head and into your pen and onto the whiteboard, just use the JTE rule. You have 3 of those. You also each have 1 challenge to be used at any point throughout the 3-round match. Christian.
All right, we ask Ethan Erwin first. Are you ready?
Always be closing.
And Bibbs?
Yes.
Okay. Then let's get ready to Schmoedown. Here we go.
Simple answer is
All right, first question, gentlemen. First
surprising
question
for
comes
him.
from horror
You know?
/ thrillers. Who directed 2007's The Mist?
Oh, you can't say it like that.
Why?
Sure.
You gotta say like,
The Mist. That's what you would say.
yeah, you got to cast a spell over the.
Isn't the Mist the one with all the terrifying
That game
monsters
4,
MYS.
Yeah.
3,
that have like a very Lovecraftian monsters,
down, please.
tentacles,
And
and
yeah.
legs?
Darabont.
yes, and Bibbs.
Terrifying.
Allegedly, Frank Darabont.
Frank there.
That was.
What?
Bibbiani definitely is winning
That's
the
totally
penalty.
It's not really shade.
It's also
that's
a Stephen
that's
King
just
book.
penmanship.
Stephen King novella.
Yeah, I remember Bibbs, he
Your
actually
next
did
category is in the
a
world of action
episode
adventure.
on critically
Action
acclaimed
adventure
talking
film.
about all
Question.
the Stephen King
Parabellum is the
adaptations.
subtitle
ever.
to this installment of what?
Movie
action
as well as a handful of
franchise?
TV.
What action franchise?
And that was actually really interesting. There's a handful of them I had no idea were Stephen King movies,
4,
Do it.
3, 2,
including
1. William.
Isn't it?
John Wick.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Ethan.
I mean, slightly more legible, John Wick, but still terrible. Still terrible.
All right.
I think
All right.
Bibbiani stays up 2-0.
Belford in the
over Ethan.
chat. What up, bud?
Yeah.
All right.
Counts.
Dramas. Dramas is number 3. Who starred along Ray Fiennes?
Ray Fiennes.
Whatever. In the
Thank
nurse,
you. I was going to do it if you didn't.
as the nurse Hannah in the romantic drama The English Patient.
Yeah, simple name, really.
I don't
Well,
know.
they think they know everything. These two.
Well, I always called him Ray, and now it seems like, does he go by Ralph too?
Apparently.
Ray,
5,
Ray and Ralph are very
4,
different people.
3, 2.
Wait, repeat the question.
Who starred along Ralph
Is it
Fiennes
fuzzy on your end?
and the nurse
Say that again.
as the nurse
Fuzzy?
Hannah in romantic drama?
I'm watching right now on the
Way
thing.
to
It's
nail
fuzzy
that
a little
one.
bit.
It's fuzzy on my end.
Don't
It's
you think of like
probably-
somebody named Ralph is just like, hey,
my
it's Ralph.
connection.
He's a fun drinking buddy.
Uh,
Ray is like.
I guess the score.
fucked up.
I can't read the
That's a
questions,
guy.
but maybe that's
Okay,
there.
4,
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. We start with Ethan.
Juliette Binoche.
Yes, and Bibbs.
Juliette Binoche.
Yes. Okay. So
I got that wrong, but I said Julia.
Your next
One.
question comes
I
from the world
can't remember.
of
One
90s.
from Sabrina. So
These are movies released in the 1990s. Your
Ooh,
question:
that's super
Who
fast.
plays Fred Flintstone in
Yeah.
1994's The Flintstones?
I love that movie so much. That is where I first learned the word embezzling.
You consider me
So I have a serious bond for that movie. I don't know why. I just
one pens down.
it's one of my favorite movies I watched as a kid. It's John Goodman.
Goodman.
Yes. Ethan.
John Goodman.
Yes.
John Goodman. Rosie O'Donnell
All right.
plays Betty.
Category.
I disapprove of
In
that.
the 2014 dystopian thriller.
So good. Fucking
What
Halle
type of-
Berry's in that
Yeah.
movie. It's a great
That's
fucking
true. In that very lovely
All right,
bikini
yeah,
thing,
for the definition.
loincloth bikini.
Don't cheat.
Dystopian.
Stop it.
It is.
Bedrock.
I know this.
Twist.
It's
Twist.
5,
I'm sorry.
4,
I love that movie.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. And we start with Ethan.
It's a train.
It is. And William.
It's a train, and I tried to draw a little choo-choo, but I didn't have time.
Choo
It's a
choo.
more legible one.
Thank you.
Willie Bibbiani, I don't know if he's going to win the match, but he's won our hearts.
Yeah, so far.
That's all that
Yeah,
matters.
he's pushing it. All
Your
right.
next category is the world of comedies.
It's like a
I'm
sitcom
also
that's about
laughing
to
at the
get
chat. I
It
think it's
really
when I
is.
click on
We're like
things
season
because if my
4
computer
now.
does too many things at one time, it.
Which two
Blah.
actresses
So,
co-starred together in the 2008
I'm not going to click on things
comedy
for the chat.
Baby
Jake says
Mama?
I'm streaming on AOL in 1998.
Kovic should have had it here.
You know what? So it's
Did-
a lot of people. Have you not seen Ben Bateman's connection sometimes? I mean,
The Action Army is not tech sassy, but we will punch you in an
I
alley.
can do that.
I know
Which
the answer.
Which two actresses
Dang it.
co-starred together in the 2008 comedy Baby Mama?
Baby Mama drama.
Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. That's
Right, it is.
a funny movie. I think that movie's hilarious.
But
Two perfect
Great.
guesses.
5,
It really
That's
is.
funny.
4,
I can picture her, but I don't got it.
3,
Wow.
Yeah,
2,
that sucks.
That does.
1, and we start with Bibbiani.
Is it Amy Poehler and Tina Fey?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I can
Ethan
pull,
didn't have it.
I can only pull Tina Fey.
Oh,
Ethan
wow.
knew it, he just couldn't.
Can we give him half a point? No.
Cannot give him half.
No, that's too
Okay.
bad.
Bibbiani is the
All right.
nicest
Okay,
person in the
next question.
Schmoedown. Someone
right,
fight me
yeah.
on
That's
that.
right.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Directors for category 7. Directors. Who
Uh,
directed 1983's Scarface?
Brendan Meyer.
Damn it.
I hate to say that.
That was pretty easy.
Brendan Meyer and
No,
William
but I-
Bibbiani are the nicest people in the Schmoedown.
You're not-
Do not.
They're the most face.
I only saw TNT.
They're the-
before.
They are the faciest of faces.
This one I had wrong. I was so
Say hello to
disappointed.
my little
I had
director, Brian De
I
Palma.
don't remember his first name. I was
All
so distraught.
Final, well, this is
I was like,
the final question.
he-
However,
the-
if
oh my God, I did it, Carrie.
William Bibbiani
You know,
gets this, he will have a perfect round, and we'll get a chance to go to the bonus question.
I hope
All
I
right,
get it.
William, in order
I
to
hope
do
you
that,
do too. Thanks, man.
you're gonna have to answer a animated question. These are movies
Ooh.
drawn by hand or on a computer. The query is: in what Disney
No matter.
animated film will you find main characters by the names of Tiana and Prince Naveen?
That's an easy one. It's The Princess and the Frog.
I know that is like 0.25 of a point, right?
That's-
Yeah.
Unusually animated reaction.
Hey, Danny, did you see the private chat?
4,
No, because I am not the techiest.
Bibbiani.
The
Try
Princess
to
and the
try
Frog?
to
Yes,
try
it
to
is.
tell the
And
right
Ethan,
side of
Princess
this.
and the Frog.
Got it. Okay, so
Damn you, Amy Poehler.
now, Erwin hits 7,
What?
but
Did you see the,
Bibbiani,
like,
who got a
comments thing?
perfect round there, he gets the bonus.
I
and
can't
only
hear you.
he gets The bonus.
Oh,
William, you don't have to write this down. You just have to answer it. All right, here we go.
It's
Name
not
this
a stream unless there's
2015 film
tech
with the
problems.
tagline,
Gotta love some tech problems. This is rough.
Bring him home.
Bring him home.
You, oh my god. I love you for knowing exactly what
The
the
Martian.
Oh.
Good guess with
That's a
Eartha
good one.
Echo. That was
Okay.
good. Eartha
Yeah,
Echo's a
that
good
was
guess.
I like that movie a lot.
That's amazing.
All right, so it's a 1 point. It's a 1 point lead here for Bibbiani as we get into round number 2, the wheel round.
I saw that,
Anything
Jake.
can
Jake in the
happen in
chat
round
says
number 2.
Christian said the Action
So,
Army is
the
a
wheel
whole other
has
entity
come
now
out,
on
and Ellis,
the
Wheel has
SEN network,
emerged,
and I was
it's
watching
been
that
quite the
stream.
factor in
and,
the Ultimate Showdown
it
thus far.
it
The
is.
wheel
I mean, it really is. So shout out to everyone who has made this whole train just
4 questions
Yeah,
therein. Each
absolutely.
question is worth 2 points. If
I
you're
mean,
not sure the answer,
what
ask us for multiple
I
choice. We'll give
think
you 4
really
options,
not
one of
just
which is
part
the
of this
correct
fan
answer.
is that
At
we
that point, the value
fans,
of the question goes
not
down
only
to
are we
a
just like
mere
really
1
passionate
point.
about
Keep in mind,
like
competitors'
Schmoedown in
feelings is
general, but we
available
really, I
in
like
round
to think that
number
we take
2,
care
and
of
I'll also point your direction towards
you
one
in
of the
many
2
ways.
other wedges on that wheel. That would be spinner's
We're
choice.
very,
We would
in
hope
spite
to
of
get, and what the
being
fans love watching,
having speaking
opponent's choice.
assholes,
With that being said, William
you know,
Bibbiani,
we
you find
definitely
yourself.
take
We're
care
not
of
sure
each
if you
other.
still are the sword
For
owner or
We have
sure.
a
not, but
wide
you do have a
range of
1-point lead.
people inside
So
of this
you may spin
faction,
the wheel
but
first
it
or
is. I
defer
feel like if
to
you are a
the
part of the
judge.
Schmoedown, you're
I would
involved in the
defer to my wonderful
Schmoedown,
opponent.
and in that you're either a
All right.
part of the
Very
Action
cordial
Army
match
or you're
so far.
not.
So far, so far.
Yeah, we're like
I killed a few
we're
people
like
at the
a
beginning, but it's fine.
There was quite
So,
the savage.
real quick,
we're like a fraternity, or my
So, both
yes.
former
Oh, yeah,
champions here
absolutely.
going
And
head-to-head.
at the
Right.
very
Ethan Erwin trying
essence
to
of it,
get
that
back
we
to those
haze
highs.
you in. You have to get hazed into the Action Army. We're not against it. Sorry.
Yeah. For just saying, these first rounds are fantastic.
Yeah.
7 and 8 points. That's nuts.
I
Look at this. All right, the crowd. The crowd.
round 2 is my favorite round.
This
90s.
Ooh, 90s.
Gonna stay with 90s.
He's gonna stay with 90s. I love it when people stay on
90s for
decades.
Ethan Erwin.
Decades are so broad and can just go in any sort of
I
direction.
know, they're
And
so
someone can-
hard. Like, why?
90s movies. Here's the
Let's
first.
see.
Which 80s action star famously died in the
Yeah,
first act
there's the rest.
of Executive Decision?
Steven Seagal.
Yes, for 2 points. Okay.
That's right. Steven Seagal.
All right. Question 2. Who plays Mark Renton? He's trying to choose a life away from heroin in Train Spotting.
Ewan McGregor.
Correct. For 2 points.
Wait for the first correct question. Now he's padded
That's
it.
right, Belford.
It's true.
Who plays the young activist Nina that tags along with Bulworth in the 1998 film Bulworth?
Halle Berry.
Yes.
Halle
And
Berry. Halle
All
Berry.
right. Finally, here we go. Ethan, what 1990 film was directed by Jerry Zucker and received a Best Picture Oscar nomination?
Ghost.
For 2 more
Wow.
points. Ethan cleans up 90s.
Do you ever want to like play
And now
that out,
Bibbiani will hit the
Alex?
wheel
That
to try
one
to do the
famous
same
like
exact thing.
clay scene.
And Bibbs is going to spin.
Oh, you know what, girl? I've
Follow the
had
head.
that scene with you.
Polar.
Oh, me. Oh, yes.
With you personally. Look at you, like, also like,
Go,
yeah,
Alex.
it's a you and me, like the clay.
I have to be the big spoon, though. Please let me be the big spoon.
Oh, I think you're wrong.
It was.
It's okay. You know what? I can work around that for you. You should do a roll.
This could be. We could be looking at the greatest American actor
Kurt
of our
Russell.
time,
Kurt
Kurt
Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Take it.
Ladies
Take
and
it.
gentlemen,
Just for
the
my own
treasure
heart.
of the
I just want to
human.
hear the questions under
Nobody
Kurt
in their right mind would
Russell.
ever
What
spin away
questions
from
would
Kurt
they
It would
ask?
just be like 10 tombstones.
He's spinning away from Kurt Russell. I do not agree with this decision.
I love
This is why
hate big
Bibbiani is
spins
the
because I
manager.
love to
He
see
needs
people
to be
like put
tamed.
all of their
Well, we'll
oomph
have
into
pieces out of the
into a
cage.
spin.
We'll have one
But I
next
know
week.
the spin is just gonna
That's true.
go.
Now I'm gonna ask
and
him 8
go.
I love it when just like some people, like Rachel, some Trini, she would be like,
Nobody performs better than
this is
Jay.
a little one.
Could hit it.
Yeah, she just puts her twist on it and lets it go where she wants it.
Either way.
Oh, the
he did it. He got
heart.
her. Got him some hard. That's big. That's big. That is right
That's
in his
the drink.
wheelhouse.
This
That
bag
was-
lurking just beyond.
My heart
the
was in my
horizon.
throat. God.
All
It honestly
right,
is funny that Christian broke up Team
you
Action,
spun
but the
horror
Action
movies.
Army did
Quite happily
grow and
spinning
get
away
stronger.
from
I don't know if you all knew that
Russell's in
or
horror movies.
recognized that.
Your
Action
first
Army
support
didn't
question.
get its clout until
For
after
2
Team Action
points,
already
paranormal
broke up.
investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren
Absolutely.
family terrorized
Shout out to
dark
Ben and
residents in the
Drew.
farmhouse in what 2013 film?
The Conjuring.
2 points for William Bibbiani.
Sorry if you can't
On
read the
his way
questions.
back. Your next question. What 2016 South Korean action horror film features commuters struggling to survive during a zombie outbreak?
Train to Busan.
That's a toughie.
Is that a
And
horror movie?
I think so. Train to Busan?
your next question, I'm a person fan.
Oh,
What is the name of the town
Yeah.
in the Blair Witch Project?
that's such a weird question.
I don't know this answer. I mean, I didn't know all of the other answers either, but whatever.
4, 3, 2.
I know it, but multiple choice.
All
I
right,
don't
I'll
run
just
this.
tell you right now, all 4 towns are in Maryland. Is it A, Burkittsville?
Burkittsville.
That's your final answer?
Yeah.
Then I'll give you a point
Yeah.
because it is Burkittsville.
I should have said it. I could have gone with it.
I thought it was real. I thought that whole thing was real when that movie came out. It scared the crap out of me.
I should have trusted my gut.
All right, William. You currently trail Ethan by 2. The good news is you have one more question in the world of horror movies.
Yay!
So you could tie Ethan
Yay.
going into round number 3 if you get this up.
My dad was really, I don't want to say weirded out by Bibbiani, but he was just like, his enthusiasm is unbelievable the entire time.
The Changeling.
Yeah, and that
tied
sounds
up.
like a good movie.
Wow, and here we are.
Wow.
We are tied up
He's a
going
fun
into
dude.
round number 3,
I believe
15,
that.
15.
Yeah.
The
So
two
watching, like when he
former
said
champs
that, I was like watching this
just
episode, I was
like
like,
they
it is
knew that they would.
unwavering.
15, and
So,
it's anybody's
if
ball
we
game.
ever
We could be
get
looking at
Ethan,
overtime. I was
he's
feeling
just
it's headed that way,
chill.
but it remains to be seen
No.
because round number 3, we need some help from our competitors in that we need a series of numbers from each of you. We need 3 numbers from Ethan, 3 different numbers from
Round 3.
William Bibbiani. Those numbers
I can
correspond to a
remember
different
in early
movie,
Schmoedown
trivia
days,
Schmoedown
writing down, like
question
anytime
genre.
categories
Your
would come
first
up,
question is gonna
I
be
would
worth
write
3 points. Question
down
for 3 points. The last one, should we make it
what
hard?
number they would
He's worth
pick
5
and
big
what categories
points
they
and
were. And
possibly
it
win,
was,
if not to force overtime. So,
they weren't
Ethan,
usually
you're
the
tied
same
with William,
categories,
because
but
you're
I remember
sitting
for a
as the
while, I
higher
felt
ranked
like
competitor,
Disney
you
was
will get your 3
always
numbers first.
one
It feels lucky.
for a couple of
1,
matches, a
7,
few
and
matches.
17.
And I'm sure they
1,
switch them
7,
up all the time,
17,
but
Big
Mhm.
Ten,
I remember trying to figure out whether or not
8,
they
and
kept them
2.
all at the same number for
will go first
whenever,
here with
whatever. And then,
number
of course,
19.
as the game got
Number
bigger, league got
19
bigger,
for
they had to
William
switch them up and
the
change
Beast,
them.
Bibbiani.
Yeah. I mean,
All
you
right.
have to, don't you?
Yeah.
William, here we go.
Right,
Famous
girl.
actors and actresses
Oh, fine,
for
fine.
number 19. What is the name of the ruling elf played by Kate Blanchett in The Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit films?
Galadriel.
Yes, for 2 points. Okay. All right.
All right. Ethan,
yeah.
we pivot to you now for your 2-point question. You selected number 1, and your 2-point question will correspond to the wild, wonderful world of biopics.
Biopics?
Saying
Is
this.
it biopics
No
or
one says that.
biopics?
No. False. False.
That's how we say things in Burkittsville, Maryland.
There you go. That may be the case.
Ethan, for 2 points, in K-19, The Widowmaker, who stars as Captain Alexei Vostrikov, commander of the first Soviet ballistic missile nuclear submarine?
Harrison Ford.
2 points, and we're tied again.
Okay, back to the beast. William Bibbiani now, who chose category number 8. Fantasy sci-fi, William. Fantasy sci-fi. All right. Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence co-star in what 2016 sci-fi film?
Passengers.
Yes, it is.
That actually is how you're supposed to say
Yeah,
it.
I hate that movie so much.
Answer
All
to
right.
gusto.
Yeah, really gross.
All right, Ethan.
Still haven't seen it.
It's
now
creepy. It's
back to you
awful.
for
It's the
3
worst.
points.
Great.
You selected
Can't wait to watch
number
it.
7. And curiously, Joe Theismann's number corresponds to sports movies.
Wonderful.
For
I
3
like sports
points,
movies. I
your
like this
question to tie
category.
William Bibbiani. In the
His
film
name-
Happy Gilmore, what is the name of the top pro golfer played by Christopher McDonald, who starts a bitter rivalry with Happy?
Shooter McGavin.
There you
3
go.
points.
Tie game. Oh,
And
wow.
we're going to Red Lobster after the game.
So now we bounce back to Bibbiani
It's
again.
all
So now
in the
Bibbiani
hips.
has to hit his
It's all
5-pointer to bounce
in the
4
hips.
spaces.
I
Ethan to
might
hit
say
his
that
5 to go to
every
second
single
half,
day
but
of my
we'll see
life.
if
I
that's
think
the
I
case
quote
here.
Happy Gilmore
Bibbs
every
chose
single day of
number
my life.
2.
Oh,
90s
He
movie.
did. He did.
And
All right, here you go.
over and again.
In 1997's Private Parts, what Oscar winner plays Howard Stern's boss at one point in his career named Dee Dee?
Allison Janney.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Bibbiani hits that, and now Ethan Erwin has a chance to tie it. If he hits it, we go to sudden death. If he misses, then William the Beast Bibbiani will go on to face John Roca in the semifinals.
Dum 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 da dum dum da dum dum.
It is.
Thank you.
Getting.
Who do you have taking this round, Alex? Who have you seen it? Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. My pick, whenever I was
That's right.
fixing
The
my
number 2
bracket, I had
point
Ethan
would be
Erwin
Doug
taking
Williams
this. So let's
corresponds to
see.
Dramas.
Okay.
Ethan.
All right.
These are movies with drama.
I won't say a word.
Your question
Drama.
to send it to sudden death overtime. The 1988 drama Mississippi Burning, loosely based on true events and featuring Willem Dafoe, was directed by whom?
5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
The 1988 drama Mississippi Burning, loosely based on true
You're
events
too
and
good for your
featuring
home.
Willem Dafoe, was
The
directed
chat
by
is full of happy quotes right now.
William Friedkin.
And your winner, ladies and gentlemen, William
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Alan Parker was the answer. Bibbiani.
Whoa!
Big, I would say maybe upset here. He defeats Ethan Erwin, who a lot of people, myself included,
It's an upset, but like in a weird way. Like it's an upset, but it's not an upset.
I wouldn't call it a big upset, but I mean,
Yeah.
from that intro, from
ranking-wise.
when we introduced William,
Yeah.
it's right up to the final. William was just primed for this match. He was ready. This is a great example of a competitor training for a singular event, doing what is in the peak of their powers to do so.
Wow.
William Bibbiani really putting his full amount of knowledge on display. My question, Christian, how do you follow that up? Because William's got to play again in round number 3. So how do you possibly follow up an emotional entrance and emotional effort? Like
Get these questions in.
And he's got to play
Get him
against
in.
the guy who took the title away from him,
Yeah,
John Roca.
That's a way to wake you up.
Now, he's played him again in that triple threat, but this is one-on-one. But if it wasn't,
Or ask us on Twitter and tag us, please.
Yeah.
I just want ideas.
This is a
I
miracle.
We will play this game more because we have a lot of fun doing it, and I think it's a great segment.
He's playing great, and it
So
all started from that
get these
run.
questions out
You
because it's
remember,
fun.
the beginning of the season, he was playing against the Shire Wolves for the team titles. He played for the singles title. He basically he went from 1 all the way to the end of the free for all. He's found himself a new teammate in the Kid. He's having a great season. This is the Bibbiani I think that we thought we were going to see when he entered the season season 3 back in 2016. I think he's
Let's not bring that up, Christian. Calm down.
and this is a dangerous
It's human.
Time that
Shit
you want to
happens.
realize your
It
full
happens.
potential is during a playoff format like the Ultimate Schmoedown. So he will advance to take on John Roca. Before we have our interview,
Oh
with
my
the
gosh,
winner,
it's gonna be so
William
much fun to
Bibbiani,
watch.
Jen Sturger now
It's
has
gonna be so good. I feel like that little girl in the stand with the cotton candy. Like,
You know, all things considered, guys, they're actually
Yes.
still pretty optimistic back here. Ethan, obviously, that's
oh, I like this like arm training situation.
I
at
know.
that point.
Dude,
Yeah,
Arm.
I mean, look, did I want it to go the other way? Sure, but I mean, I feel there's no shame in losing to someone as good and as legendary
upset I'm
as
crying.
Bibbiani. I had a great time out there.
I'm just
It was awesome. I wish him the best of luck. And by the way, we're still around. Time Machine is coming up soon. In who are we playing?
They got the Scream Queens.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
they're just gonna
like, again.
like the Scream Queens are great,
Oh, I'm sorry. So,
Yes.
Okay.
but
here's
they
my-
don't compare. Like,
Sure. All right.
Scream
Queen's
So,
great.
I love you always. and you know
It's such a
this.
bummer that they have
This
to
hurts
go
a little
against
bit
Time
for both of them
Machine
being out
because
of
Time
the
Machine
tournament.
is such
But
a
it's kinda
fucking
weird how both matches
dominating
ended up being
team.
15-15.
yeah.
Oh my gosh,
That
like
seems to be a lucky number. I hope to God
Janine
it is when it
and
comes to this
Ethan
teammates.
round
If
each
not,
other
we just
out
leave it alone,
so
act like it never
well.
happened.
Like
But Bibbiani
it's
Yeah.
murders every
it's
single
honestly,
match.
honestly,
There's
honestly,
murders
probably my
happening,
favorite
and
pairing.
literally, and no one says nothing
Theirs
about
is a great pairing. I've been like, I need more matches with them. We only seen one match with them, and
I don't
it's
appreciate
clear
it.
that they had teams they were working on getting out of their system. And so going into their next match, I'm like hoping to see
Nonetheless,
improvement,
that's what the team-
essentially.
that's all we gotta
Yeah.
look forward to, and that's where it all is gonna count. That's what everything matters. And you know what? I think we should all just go have a nice, fun day, and hopefully stay away from the murderer.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
We don't want to be by a murderer.
Good use of the word bequeath, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
You did my job for me. Back to you
That
guys.
was weird. That was weird, but okay.
There is Ethan Erwin.
Shout out to Jen Sturger.
Again, it's always
We love
classy
a
to
Jen
see
here.
that. That's
She's
what I-
amazing. Love her.
Well, look, but Jay
You gotta
Walsh
love Jessica.
got to do some
We love a
heavy
Jess.
thinking here because now what he needs to happen,
Mhm.
what Jay needs to happen is that the Time Machine needs to win the team titles by the time we get to Spectacular. Then he keeps a hold of both Janine and Ethan. If they don't make it, if they don't win, that means that Janine will be available. That means Ethan will be available, and that means that Jay's going to have some really tough decisions. to make.
Managing is very different in a post-nuke world, even if somebody's not currently in your stable or if you're looking at how the tournament is going to play out, you need to have a lot more foresight than previous iterations
that's
of
a
what
lot
a
of
manager was.
people's-
So their job has never been tougher. When you
Oh,
look
that's
at teammates
solid.
that are forging new bonds, I think that we have
It is.
two
It's gonna be a
stars
great
that
show.
have
Because
gonna
we're all really
already
end.
when they're playing in a singles tournament, like what we saw with the kid, helping spur on Bibbiani.
It is. It's like a good luck charm, I guess, for me. But here is.
I think we all know who we're going for on this end. Also,
it's Jen Sturger with both Bibbiani and the Tenderoni, the kid.
Young
Tenderoni. Call
Tenderoni.
him the Tenderoni.
Oh,
that's funny.
What did I walk into, guys? Oh,
shout out to Texas. Shout out to Brad.
Well fought match out there. Are you cooling down a little bit?
I was really feeling.
Please stop waving that around. For the love of God, you're gonna put someone's eye out. Okay.
I'll just put it right down. Oh, my foot! Oh no, I'm kidding. Of course, it's fine. It's not a real story. I can even do this and only pull out a little.
I hate that movie. Let's not talk about that.
No, that was really intense, man.
The worst movie ever. They think movies as a kid.
Oh my gosh. I had one of my ex-boyfriend's family, they would watch it when it would do its 24-hour marathon on Christmas.
Got his stats are through the roof. He was I just can't believe that actually happened.
Awful.
I'm actually just I'm Twitter pated.
Shout out to the
flabbergasted and Twitter pated and syncopated and flinky floodled and all kinds of stuff. It's not
none of those are words.
Some of those are words.
But Bibbs, seriously, you've been having one of the best seasons, I think, of anyone at the Schmoedown since Free For All. How has this been feeling for you?
It's the first time anyone's ever called me quiet. It's been really, really great. Listen, I have been in a better place this year than I have been before. I've had the freedom to play and perform like the way I want to, the way I'm comfortable, and I've got a great new partner here. I've got a wonderful partner at home who supports me and helps me train and come up with all these entrance ideas, and I love you so much. And sweet. It's been a hell of a year, and I'm so glad it's not over. I'm so glad I get to keep playing because I get so bored when I can't. So I get to keep playing again. I don't know. Does anyone know who I'm playing yet?
That's the thing. That's the thing. You will be playing John Roca.
I will.
Oh no! Don't.
Well. Congratulations.
Lord.
Don't come up my head. Congratulations. Oh, well, no one's gonna yell, Jen. No one's gonna yell. No,
are you sure?
No one's gonna yell. Here's the deal. I'm proud of you.
What's the over/under on John Roca yelling in this interview?
Doing it again, my man. It was a fun first time we went at it.
We'll find out.
Back on that triple threat. Let's do it again. A little bit of a rubber match.
That's going to be super awesome. You know, the first time was super close. Second time was a three-way, a little different. Did knock you out, though. Okay, that's fine. But I think, you know what? I love playing against you, man. You take it so seriously. You got a great hat. You got glasses, which I appreciate. We share that together. Eyes, nose, fingers, toes. Everything gets so much in common. So, let's play a match.
Yeah, let's do this thing.
Once and for all. Yell on the Singing a rubber match. You down?
Yelling, raising his voice.
I don't know what this word is. Just have a conversation.
Also, I don't know what that means. What does a rubber match mean?
You guys said you wouldn't yell.
So Eric said he won't lie, and it wouldn't be interesting for it to come down to Ben and Roca. And I would love for Ben to take on Roca and for Ben to just crush Roca. I don't care if they're on the same team. I want to see it.
I am anti-Ben, but I am anti-Roca more.
Way more.
Way more. So, definitely I would cheer for Ben.
James came into the chat just in time to boo Roca.
They were in the same faction for a while. They didn't play each other for a very long time. It looked like it was going to happen. It never happened.
That's what I'm saying.
It
That's my point.
Did, and Roca
I just want to see that.
Then there was a #1 contender match, and Bibbiani took that match. So this is the third match. This is the rubber match. So now,
Jake, why are you in timeout? Jake is asking if he's in still timeout, and I don't know what that means.
This is the first time that William Bibbiani has ever made it to the.
I'll come out of space.
William Bibbiani's got one more elaborate entrance to plan. John Roca. Hopefully, he can kind of truncate that pregame
or an elbow punch.
And we're gonna get a matchup for the ages. It's a semifinal. Right. It's round 3.
I've been working
and
out.
It's still not a championship. It's going to be that kind of atmosphere.
No, and it's coming up soon because we need to find out who's going to Orlando to play in.
Orlando.
It's like a co-main event, and it could be John.
I'll put him in timeout for
it could be Bibbiani playing against either Ben Bateman.
Oh, okay.
Paul Preston,
sorry.
the Kid, or Stacey Howard. We're going to find out. It's all going down, and it's happening
okay.
now, guys. So make sure you
that
go
was a little
to,
tidbit
you
on
in
how
Orlando.
It could,
they
absolutely.
record the matches, I guess.
That's where you go to get tickets.
So
One
that
of
was
you
fun.
could actually
I
be
like
pulled
knowing
on
those things
stage
sometimes.
and win a fatal 4-way. If you win that, then you are going to be competing in the movie Trivia Schmoedown in a match next year with the manager of your choice. It's a pretty nutty deal what you gave these kids.
It's gonna
far
be,
too much in my opinion.
Paul's going to kick me off of the stream.
It's changing everything. So
Ed
guys,
Harris is
make
not
sure
overrated.
that you,
Ed Harris
if
is
you haven't
just
gone
fine.
to Patreon, do that. It is the patreon.com/Schmoedown. And we have our whole network. It is the SEN. So make sure you check out all the shows that we have going on there right now. Thank
Yes,
you
please
guys
do,
very
y'all.
much.
Check
we
out
will
SEN.
see you next time.
Next time.
Cutscene. There's no cutscene. That's it.
There's no cutscene. That's it.
Oh, okay. Well, then we'll just get rid of that sucker right there. Remove that off of the screen. Pause that.
Also, it's like, hey, Danny, I know, okay, we are going to be obviously discussing our general reactions and everything, and, you know, what we're kind of hoping in the future for after this match. But I want to know ahead of time. I kind of messaged, oh, wait, I just got your private message. Oh, that's from Denise. Would you want to do a schmobate?
Oh, yeah, I've been dying to get on these shoulders.
Yeah, I messaged you in the private chat in here and in the Facebook. I wasn't sure if you were getting him. I know you said you didn't know how to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, James said he would love. Yeah. Oh, not right now. We can probably because I know James said he would be totally fine to get on, but also Paul said he would be more than welcome to judge. So it kind of depends on this whole thing. Okay, Belford, you're not sure what a schmobate is. A schmobate is a timed debate that is a Schmoedown themed. And there you to make strong cases, with pros and cons. You have to really paint the picture for a judge, and you have to be specific. For example, a question would be, for example, one of our last questions was, if you were going to be traveling the universe, what Schmoedown personality would you want to travel the universe with? And and you have to come up with reasons why or why not. And you're going up against someone else, and pretty much you have to be like, the person you chose is a bad person, and I'm going to tell you why, and contradict everything they're saying at the same time. So no, Belford is not like hotcakes. We're not talking about social media. We're not talking about any of that stuff. We're just arguing about fun stuff that's Schmoedown themed. Yeah, so really kind of like I mentioned, we did a few schmobates between Kelsey and Melissa, and it was fantastic. Paul, he kicked ass against James recently. It was really great. We actually need to do an episode between Paul and Kelsey, because both of them won. So I'd love to see them go back against each other.
I don't know if any of y'all have ever heard me argue with anyone, but I will run circles around.
Girl, I hate to be on go about stereotypes, but you're Latina. You can fight.
Oh, I will make you believe.
It's in your blood. It is in your blood.
I'm not going against you, Paul. I'm going against Jake. I'm sorry, Jake. I'm going against James. Paul, you're judging. I would love to go against James. That's Paul.
Yeah, sorry, I stand corrected, Belford. It's Latinx. I absolutely thank you for correcting me. But yeah, absolutely. I'd be more than happy to have Paul and co-judge with me. James is more than welcome to hop in, and that's true. Kim is indeed the law. She is action mom. I mean, come on.
She is the action mom.
She is action
very much.
But yeah, I mean, do you have any specific questions, Danny, about like what a schmobate is and everything?
I'm super pumped about schmobates. I really like the idea behind it. I get it. Like that's the best thing about watching this podcast grow, is watching other people kind of get involved with their own things. This has been Alex's baby for a long time, and I cannot wait to watch this get bigger and do more, please send us your ideas, because this is so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I think that it would just be a fun segment for all of us to get involved in. We'd love to eventually get other people from other channels on, do other things like that, maybe even get a competitor in on it one day. That would be amazing. But for now, we cannot wait for you to Jake in the chat just said that I don't want these problems. Does not want this, bro. Trust me.
For sure.
You don't want it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's go ahead and do a reaction first. In the meantime, I want to hear like you and I can go up against each other. I want to hear in the chat room, do you guys have any specific questions you would like us to debate? Like I mentioned, it doesn't have to be ones that are like specifically, it has to be revolving around the Schmoedown universe in terms of who is the best rookie of the year, who has had the best championship match, who's the GOAT, or whatever. Let's get weird. I remember another one was like, what Schmoedown personality deserves their own Netflix movie?
That's a good one.
Which one would you fly around the universe with to be your Doctor Who? Who would be your companion?
Ooh, fun.
I want to hear weird ones. Which competitor would best be personified by a Milky Way?
Milky Way.
Let's get weird. I want to hear the weird stuff. I know like on Schmoedown, I feel like there's a lot of the same questions. Like I mentioned, who is the rookie of the year, the GOAT? What are the best matches of all time? And that's fantastic. We can definitely discuss those. But this is a Schmo bait. Let's get funky.
It's time to get funky. Clap, clap, clap your hands.
Bang, ding, 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 ding.
That's how we're gonna do it.
Yeah, that can definitely be the theme for this, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's talk about this match really quickly.
Yes.
Woo! Good times, fun stuff. I definitely had Ethan Erwin going. I'm a big fan of Bibbiani, but Ethan Erwin is on fire, and he's been on fire, and he's always proven that he's a great competitor. Very few weaknesses. It's not often that you see Ethan Erwin kind of look at the match, like look at what it was. It came down to the very last question, to the 5-pointer question, and it's great when you see a tough competitor go down on a 5-pointer question. Paul's gonna get mad at me for phrasing on a 5-pointer question. So that's insane, and I really thought Ethan Erwin was gonna take this all the way to the end. It's really amazing to see Bibbiani do it, because I think Bibbiani deserves it very much. So he's been in this league for so long, and I want him to do very well in this league. But because we do have Ben Bateman going against Brendan Meyer, I can't root for anyone other than Ben Bateman. I can't. There's just no possible way that I can do it. I'm sorry, Paul. I'm sorry. Paul gets mad at me all the time because my life is that's what she said. So
I'm very much in a similar boat. Whereas going into this, it's I keep bringing up the fact that Bibbs is kind of seen as this underdog, right? No, I mean, like he's been at singles belt holder before. He's been so close to winning team belts with Critically Acclaimed, and again, part of Shazam. It's crazy to me that no matter what, similar to how Kalinowski, no matter what he did for a long time, he was considered an underdog, right? Bibbs in many ways is considered an underdog. Only very recently, in the past, I feel like handful of matches where people are actually like, you know what, he's actually the superior one. He's definitely not the underdog.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But so it's really weird.
For sure.
Yeah. Do you have was there any surprises for you watching this match, point-wise or anything?
No, I think it went pretty much exactly how I was expecting it to go. I knew that it was going to be down to the wire, like just point for point, question for question. Sometimes, especially with the way that the Schmoedown has gone, you miss one question in round one, and that can totally fuck up your entire game. You
Yeah.
get bad spin on round 2 on top of that, and shit, you might as well not even worry about the rest of the game. But just the way that these competitors go at it and like the knowledge that they have behind this game, it's insane. So they pulled it out. They did the best that they could do with everything that they did, and I fucking loved it. I love both of these competitors very much, so it's really good to see them go at it, to see how intense this game was from start to finish. And I'm excited to see Bibbs play Roka. Oh my gosh.
Yes. It's been such a long time coming. It's mentioned in there that I was reminded from this match how much I really, really enjoyed that threesome match between Roka, Ethan, and Bibbs. It was such a kick-ass match.
It was.
And I mean, between all of them, it's hard. I mean, they're all former singles belt holders. I hate how often I have to being cliche and constantly bringing that up, but they're all so immensely talented in their own ways, with their strengths and everything, obviously. And they've all have had killer runs specifically. So actually, I really want to go back and rewatch that one. And I actually forgot that Bibbs won that match. For some reason, I had my head in that Ethan won that match. And it was just kind of like, it's kind of funny how like the winner and the runner up in that threesome match is going up against the loser now of that match.
Yeah.
Because it seems like it should be the other way around or something. So it's definitely been interesting, that's for sure.
So goes the Schmoedown ways. So it goes.
Yes. How's your fantasy league? I know you said that you expected Ethan to win this. So how's your league been doing?
My bracket was busted with the Stacy and Riley match. I completely underestimated Stacy Howard because I was trying to, when I made my bracket, I was trying to be more logical about it instead of like putting my heart into it. So like I usually do whenever I make brackets.
Yes.
So I had Mark Riley beating Stacy Howard, completely underestimating the fact that Stacy Howard has some redhead magic behind her and totally dominates in a first round. And it was my bracket was broken, so I just didn't care about anything else that was going on. And from then on, I just cared about the personal things, that are in there. So. Sorry, I got totally distracted.
Oh, no worries.
Definitely.
Yeah, I definitely know what you mean, though. With Stacy, I was kind of hoping because she kind of came in with this, not only this like crazy extra confidence, which I was obsessed with, but also she also had the wine, which I was so here for. They had this lady magic going on with the redheads and the wine. I was so into for it. And this one, she didn't have the wine. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
You need the wine.
It's very true. That's what it is. Maybe that's the secret magic behind it. She needs to keep some wine with her at all times in order to do it. So we shall see.
Yes, absolutely.
Dun, dun, dun.
What's up, asshole?
What is up, assholes? Oh god.
What's up, asshole? Are you here for your call out?
Was I called out?
Schmoebaits, dog.
I was busy training. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. But as long as you're talking about me, it should be a good time.
Lord.
Well, we technically don't have a question yet.
No.
It's a work in progress. I need to give myself a minute to think of one, actually.
Well, I mean, we don't have to do Schmoebaits now because
Hello, Jake. How are you?
The stream and all of that good stuff. So it's already been a hot minute. This is the reaction stream called a ReAction. God damn it is right, Jake. Goodness gracious, man. James is here.
Well,
I dressed up all formally for the occasion.
With that, that's nice. That's formal.
I have to be the resident Matt Asherty here. I got to bring some fun to it. Got to have my mystery liquid, and we're good.
James, I don't know what it is about you coming onto the stream, dog, but it just all of a sudden made me cry. Like it just, I can't stop crying.
I have that effect on women. Very popular. So yeah,
I beg to differ, but okay.
I can't wait to watch Roka lose next week.
John Roca. We'll see. John Roca, please come on
okay,
to
no.
ReAction, because
He
no
was
one
not.
in any other segment, but I will have you on mine, even though they're threatening to kick me
No.
off of this podcast completely for it.
I forgot if it was not get our TKO'd, but Bibbs has already stomped him. Erwin's already stomped him. There's no reason he should win this match. And sure, he beat Bibbs on the championship match before. That's after a legendary run of beating Andrew Guy and Ben Bateman before he was a bitch. And, you know, if you're on a run where you can defeat our boys, it's a pretty good run. He's not doing anything now, though. He's done.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't care about him. I'm not gonna care all that much about watching his match. I already know it's gonna be the outcome. It's gonna be good, obviously. It is. I am actually scratch that. I am gonna have fun with making fun of him.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll be like throwing trash at the TV. You know, it's gonna
Yeah.
my living room will get messy, but you know, the price you pay for having trash.
You'd be like Michael Scott after a breakup. You have a bottle of Celebration champagne and a bottle of oh shit we lost wine. And you gotta wait to choose which one.
That's smart. That's smart thinking for sure. Well, I do have a question if you guys want to play.
Oh, that could work.
All right.
Here's a question. Danny, I would say, do you really want to play? It's no big deal if you don't. We can do it. We can click on it.
Quick and easy. Let's do this. Quick and easy.
Okay. All right.
That's what she said.
Just to refresh your memory, since it's been a minute for you, James, since you competed yourself.
I've never competed.
Who did win up against Paul?
Billy, I think.
My bad. I stand corrected.
I judged for that one because I was very sick.
Oh, you were there. That's why. My bad.
Right.
I remember you being in the thing, but you weren't competing. You were project with me. Okay, so you cannot tell lies. If you do that, points will be counted against you. You have 60 seconds to give your pitch. It doesn't matter. I don't care what your pitch is, but you have to stay consistent on it, and you have to tell me your pros. So with that being said, your competitor with the Schmoedown is going to try to contradict you, not during your pitch, because they're going to have their own pitch, but they're going to try to contradict you when the debate actually begins. Now, like I mentioned, the pitch itself will take, your individual pitch will be 60 seconds, and it's just you talking. After that, it's going to, and it's the other competitor as well, but after that, you're going to have 4 minutes of debate between the two of you, and it's just going to go on the entire fucking time. You guys can interject each other if you need it, but just kind of don't be an asshole about it. Even though you're assholes, don't be a big asshole about it.
Okay, I guess you can beat them.
But does that make sense overall? I mean, are there any questions or anything before we jump to it?
Yeah, let's just shorten the time down just a tad.
How about 3 minutes?
Okay.
2 minutes? 3 minutes? Okay. All right. Each of you are going to have 60 seconds for your pitch. And let's say, Danny, since you haven't done it before, I thought we could start with James. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right. So the question is, the Schmoedown Entertainment Network is expanding. They're looking on trying new things. And they're also trying to gain more viewers. And so, as a result, this is my question for you with that in mind. If Schmoedown were to have a mascot, what would it be? It can be an animal. It can be a fantasy thing. It can be a person. It can be a pseudo person. I don't know. I want to hear whatever you say. So when you do have an answer, tell me real quick, and then we'll start with the pitch shortly after.
Dragon.
Okay, I can hear your argument.
I have a very good reason I'm going to draw it.
Write down your thing. Get yourself organized, Danny. And what is yours?
A fucking.
Heck, you can go with a poodle if you want.
No, I don't. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna go. Oh man, this is so terrible. I would also just like to say that on Movie Fight, kind of the idea behind this. They tell them the questions ahead of time.
That's true.
I believe so they can prepare, so they don't have to think about it like this. Like, what fucking mascot could represent the Schmoedown that I could make a logical argument with that doesn't sound something as stupid as the fucking dragon? Oh my god!
Well,
See,
then
you
could
can
have
make fun of me, but you don't even have an answer.
No,
I'm still ahead of you.
I'm gonna win this argument just by making fun of you for choosing a fucking dragon, and I'm gonna go with the little paper clip from clip art with a cowboy hat on.
That's gonna be fantastic. I cannot wait.
That's my argument right there. The Clippy from clip art with a cowboy.
Let's not get into it already. You can reserve that for the actual debate. I need to hear your mascot, whatever it may be. Or were you just postponing?
No, this is actually a tough thing to think about, and I did not think that I totally underestimated the level of absurdity that these questions could be.
I told you, let's get weird.
Well, yeah, let's get weird. So let's get weird. I'm gonna go ahead and say Clippy from clip art with a cowboy hat. That's my mascot.
I'm into that. Clippy with cowboy hat. All right. Okay, James, we're going to start with you with your 60-second pitch. And I will be on the clock. I'll let you know when you have 10 seconds remaining. And I'll also count down with 3 seconds. Okay?
Okay.
Ready, set, go.
I mean, as we all know, we want to have the best show of all time. Be paired with the best animal of all time. And what that's a mother flipping dragon, y'all. I mean, if you want something that represents power and strength and charisma and sheer will, nothing can top a dragon. Especially because if you're from my generation, you know the great show Dragon Tales, where you can see the numerous kinds of dragons that represent all versions of characters. So what I have here is my great little drawing of a nerd dragon representing the Schmoedown. He can tell you some fun facts, like, hey, did you know Calvin Klein was Marty's nickname in Back to the Future? He can spit some hot trivia fire facts. And, you know, as we're traveling internationally, you know what the best way to represent us is? A dragon, because when we're the ultimate show of the world, we can get our own airline. And you know, we'll be on that airplane that we will eventually own? A motherfucking dragon. Boom. End my time.
3, 2, 1, and stop. Congratulations on your pitch. Your very first pitch. Knocked it out there. Your pitch virginity, so to speak. Oh, right.
I have a movie fights type match on Monday, so this is a great warm-up.
Oh, absolutely. I can definitely do that. Okay, next. Okay, next we have Danny, and your thing is Clippy with a cowboy hat. I'm super excited to see this. And again, you have 1 minute on the clock, and I'll let you know when you have 10 seconds remaining and count down from 3. And go.
So I'm not gonna run my breath out like James did, because I understand how long a minute is when I'm trying to argue something that's absurd as a mascot for the Schmoedown. Because if we're gonna have to choose a specific mascot that's actually a creature or anything like that, that's not the best way to represent it. So I pick in Clippy with from the clip art with a cowboy hat on, because that's the best way to represent the Schmoedown in general. Like John Roca has a cowboy hat, so let's go ahead and put that on there. Also, that's going to reach out to the many generations of Schmoedown fans that are out there, because I understand what Clippy is. James probably doesn't know what Clippy is, but you know what? People who watch the Schmoedown like me don't understand what the fuck dragon tails are, because I'm not a baby. I'm older, so I get it. So we're trying to reach out to the broad things, and guess what? Clippy can be a fucking meme for all of these young kids out there. Imagine Clippy with a cowboy hat on talking about the Schmoedown. That'd be amazing. These kids, like, I can see Abby making memes about that. That would be.
And 3, 2,
that's it.
1. Okay. Woo! I am getting a workout listening to this. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to start with 4 minutes, specifically for both of you guys. Now, again, you guys are both allowed to interject. You're both allowed to say each other, hey, Spence, a dragon is not cool for X, Y, and Z reasons, and vice versa. Spence, you can more than welcome be like a Clippy, X, Y, and Z. This is lame. Whatever may be, but you always have to keep that in mind. I will be docking points if anything is correct. Incorrect, I mean. If you say something along the lines of a dragon is actually the mascot of Bibbiani, even though it's not. In that case, I will have a point docked because you're lying. That's false. And also, but also, you have to keep in mind that we can't, when we judge you today, we're not going to go on personal biases just because I like Danny more clearly because she is a superior human being in every way, shape, and form, and I love her to death. If Lucas wasn't here, I'd marry her in a heartbeat. But
I'm sorry, did I kill a puppy? Why the fuck am I hated already?
I digress. She is my lady. She's my, up here. I mean, come on.
Tell them in the chat, y'all.
Yes. But yeah, so we can't let bias get in this at all. All right. And actually scratch that. We got 3 minutes on the clock as per your request, Danny.
Thanks.
And I will let you know when you have 1 minute left, 10 seconds, and 3, 2, 1. And
are you fucking kidding? Oh, wait, we're starting?
What were you saying?
You said 3, 2, 1. I thought we were starting the thing.
Oh, we're about to start the debate.
Yeah.
Am I good now?
Yeah, I think so. Do your countdown, Alex. Go for it.
Oh, no. Go.
Are you fucking kidding me? You're using Roka to defend your point?
No,
Immediately
no.
you're
I'm not using Roka to defend my point. I'm using Clippy from Clip Art with a cowboy hat on to defend my point. You can go ahead and try to say that I'm using Roka because you want to imagine that with a cowboy hat. But what I'm doing is, if you might be too young to know this, James, but what Clippy was for Clip Art was understanding how to navigate through something to give you little tips and ideas. So that's what he's doing. So the cowboy hat is just to make a universal symbol of something for people to want to come to. Oh, I remember Clippy. Oh, he's got a cowboy hat on. What is this shit? Oh, movie trivia? Let me go ahead and click on this. This seems pretty cool. I remember that.
Okay, well, first of all, of course I know what Clippy is. I'm not that young. Second of all, currently owned by Microsoft. Alex, feel free to check that. So we couldn't get rights to it anyways. Immediately, you're doing something that can't even be real. Third of all, anything can be iconic. I have it right here. Look at this coin, designed by Janine the Machine, that we've seen for about a couple months, and immediately it's one of the most recognizable pieces of franchising from the entire Schmoedown. A fucking coin. Anything can be iconic, and yet you choose to steal from someone else. Meanwhile, I am creating a dragon who, by the way, is now named Titan because, remember the Titans.
Wow, Jake Paul. Like, a dragon isn't something that's immediately recognizable by Game of Thrones. Like, Game of Thrones fans are going to eat you alive trying to figure out a dragon on that. Anyone who's going to put any sort of likeness on a dragon is going to do something related to Game of Thrones. So that argument is already moot. And it doesn't have to necessarily be like Clippy from Clip Art. My whole point against having a mascot for the Schmoedown off of this immediate debate is that we can figure out anything that can come into the Schmoedown and your point validates my point behind it, that we can create anything into the Schmoedown to make it something big. Like, look at how many awesome people like Janine, like Eric, like people who do stuff that can create an infinite amount of things. So our ideas are kind of moot when it comes to shit like that, because we can say something that simple, like an idea behind Ben has a briefcase, and then one of the many people who are involved in the Schmoedown, Janine included, can make this amazing little clip art in general for this whole thing. Go, so you can have some time.
Anthropomorphized Paperclip is already an iconic character that is already branded and not franchise, but it's already owned to a property. You can't do that. Dragons are a wide piece of fantasy culture that is in multiple things. Your idea of a paperclip is already owned by one thing. Dragons are very amorphous and can be assigned to anything. Again, I just drew a dragon with fucking glasses and a beer gut because, again, they're fluid. It can go with anything. You're giving a character who is for
10
a
seconds
purpose that is already taken.
Sorry, I don't want to be lame and put a dragon as a mascot.
1 and done. We're done. Woo!
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. I needed to get attention somehow since you guys were both still arguing.
I try to get it in before the last second.
I see. I wasn't talking over you because I'm a polite person.
Is that true?
Okay, I'm gonna send out a tweet because we actually not only have myself and Paul to decide this, we're gonna actually have a little vote on it as well. Okay, let me just send this out real quick. Question.
I honestly could not think of anything to.
I could tell.
I was gonna say a tiger. It was like, how can I argue a fucking tiger? Like, it just sounds stupid in my brain. I wanna be able to have a valid argument about something.
Sorry, I'm a very slow typer.
So, those of you in the comments, what do you think we should have as the Schmoedown mascot? Should it be a tiger? Should it be a dragon, but like not one that's super fat? Leave your ideas below.
I'm so sorry for the dead time.
I don't even know what that is.
I kind of know what that is, but also I don't know what that is. Sorry.
Numbers are not my strong suit. There's a reason I failed math 3 times.
It's sweetie. Sweetie.
Are those our coordinates? Are we being tracked?
No, it means I'm winning.
Yeah.
That's all I know. Right, Paul? Yes?
Sorry, I am taking way too long. This is agonizing.
I got more points than I'd imagine. But also, like, I want to include more points.
Okay, guys, I just sent out the tweet. Okay, so guys, anyone that's listening in the audience, we want to know from you. Your vote doesn't count until you get on Twitter and vote. You get on there and you better fucking vote. James, Danny, you guys can vote for yourself right now. I want to see y'all voting and retweeting this shit because I don't care if you type in Danny, Danny, Danny or James, James, James in here being like, this one is so superior. It's not going to fucking count until you vote on Twitter. Right fucking now.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
Clippy with a hat. A nerdy dragon. That's funny. Clippy with a hat or a nerdy dragon?
I try to put Clippy, the hat thing from as reference, but it couldn't really expand on it.
I wonder what the result's going to be.
Okay, yes. Okay, so I do want to go into further about things that I noticed. Paul, feel free to drop anything in the private chat, anything specific that I might have missed. Now, this is what I am picking up based on your arguments. Just starting with James, you really kind of emphasize that it can be anything. Not only can it be an awesome dragon, it can really be a chubby dragon. It can be a not so chubby dragon. It can be nerdy or not nerdy. You can really apply to a lot of things. Now, Danny's big takeaway is that it being a dragon, it's strongly associated with Game of Thrones. And so that arguably it is an issue. For sure. However, it would be a different type of dragon, obviously, depending on what version you wanted to go with. So definitely made a dent, but I don't feel like it took away the entire point of it. Now, also, you mentioned it's fantasy focused. Now, since fantasy focused, from like fantasy sci-fi, all that good stuff, that comes from very much a quote unquote nerdy, nerdy culture. And therefore, let's be honest, we're a nerdy fucking culture, especially here with movie trivia fans, that definitely in a lot of people can say that goes hand in hand. But on that note as well, going over to Danny, you mentioned specifically that, there would be a little bit of recognition. A lot of people would recognize it not only with, being a form of
this is taken way too seriously for my argument.
You mentioned specifically that a lot of people really associate Clippy with knowledge, with tips and tricks and things like that. And that makes a lot of sense, especially when applying it to this kind of nerddom culture, which is all about that. Also, there's a little bit of comparison to Roka, as a competitor. So I can definitely see that. But also, like you mentioned, James, do we want that? That's an arguable thing as well. But you didn't really take on the fact that, he is arguably one of the most popular Schmoedown characters ever. You did make the point that it is Microsoft owned. Unfortunately, you can't really make a dent in that, Danny. That is very true. You did specify, though, it doesn't have to be specific. I know you mentioned specifically it doesn't actually have to be Clippy in particular. I would have totally been for that argument. However, you did mention specifically Clippy itself, which is, I looked it up, it is trademarked by Microsoft. So that would be an iffy thing specifically. But you can definitely take its likeness and do it something very similar elsewhere. But also, like you mentioned, it's very much Clippy is very recognized for being involved with a creative process. There's a lot of people that are just creative in general are very much involved with our Schmoedown fans in general. So that's what I took away from that.
I'm just completely astonished by how serious the argument is with the type of question that it was.
I know, that's the point. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a fun time. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
so
fun.
I'm gonna have to come prepared with a more absurd argument next time because this was a lot sillier than I expected.
Yes, it's definitely in that case, if that's like a real big takeaway where maybe I could give you guys a little bit of extra time to prepare, that's something we can definitely do. I'd be more than happy. I know some fans actually prefer more of like the random thing, or heck, I can actually mention a question at the very beginning of a episode. So you do a few minutes to kind of think about, throughout the episode. And then by the time it gets to the end of the episode, you actually already have an answer and some things to think about to argue with. I can definitely do that though. But specifically, shit.
I wonder how the poll's holding up. Oh shit. I believe we've scared Alex away, so now it's our time to shine.
Uh-oh.
I want y'all to remember, if you're voting for me, you're voting for Back to the Future and Remember the Titans.
Also, I would like you to remember, if you're voting for James, that you're voting for James.
If you're voting for Danielle, you're voting for Roka.
That's not true.
That is true. You gave yours a cowboy hat.
No, I gave him a cowboy hat because I'm a Texan.
I don't need to give him. Okay, then you're losing
also,
the international.
my whole argument about that whole thing, like, okay, like, I know Alex is the judge on that, but my whole argument against the whole thing was that you can get any object to be the fucking mascot for the Schmoedown.
I like the idea of it being tied with something nerdy and helping you out, but you used a branded character, which is the issue.
Spencer's shirt docks him.
Hey! A vote against me is a vote against Matt Atchity, and you will not diss Matt Atchity.
Do not try to put yourself into any same sort of category as Matt Atchity, please.
I will though, because he's amazing.
There it is. So sorry about that. I forgot to plug in my laptop. So unfortunately, I probably should have done that. So, okay. So as of now,
wow. Sorry. Not sorry.
I would say as of now on Twitter, the answer is
it's me.
Danny.
Yeah.
Danny is the superior debater, arguer.
There are 6 votes on there, so that means that it's not just me who voted for myself.
Absolutely.
You're right. It's the chat plus one person who voted for me. Surprisingly enough, it's probably Eric because he's the only one who likes me.
Probably you. Eric would vote for me. Sorry.
I don't know.
But like I mentioned, in theory, no one should be arguing with their heart based on who they like or not like.
That's true. You shouldn't vote for whichever argument you believe is better.
Mm-hmm.
But as I was saying, Alex, while you were gone, your judgment has already passed, so I get to critique just as non-biased aside. My whole point for the argument was that you can have anything be the mascot for the Schmoedown.
Mm-hmm.
That's not an answer, though.
No, and that's fine. And I'm sure if I had more time to prepare that argument, that's fine. But like,
oh no, I think it's a great question.
It's also a sober Sally, and I'm over here beers deep watching Schmoedown. So forgive me.
Mine had a name and a picture, guys. Come on, I don't want this on a T-shirt to
Yeah, you're
horrify your children.
I'm sorry, you're not going to get that from me.
I had that going on as well. But say specifically, I mean, like I mentioned, I want some weird ass questions. I mean, like you said, whoa, look at that. Sorry, James, but Eric did not vote for you.
Forever have remembrance of Titan the Dragon, who is just a fat. He's a fat. Oh no, what's the card game penalty card? A fat, sad dragon with no friends.
Can we use that dragon as our mascot for call to action?
Well, you don't want him in the Schmoedown, so why would you want him here? Wouldn't you rather get Clippy in sunglasses and a suit?
No, to prove that no one is going to be okay with that. Alex didn't say yes right away. She laughed at it. Because we would never use that as a mascot.
Okay, right, we don't want a fat dragon because we like ourselves. Let's get a skinny dragon with muscles and alcohol.
Whatever.
Well, like you mentioned, I mean, this is just a space to really ask the weird questions. Sure, we can do some basic questions, like I said earlier, but James, put your hand down. You're not 4 years old.
No, I do this normally. Okay, so can I change my answer to a wild berry?
That would win. And also, I mean, hindsight now, I could have argued a person as a mascot because nowhere in the rules said that you had to have like a specific type of mascot. It could have been a person. It could have been or anything like that. You could have argued that, but I had 10 seconds to figure it out. So Clippy.
Yeah. Now, also as well, I would really. Yeah, I know we have like fans and everything voting, and we really want to get, more fans and stuff involved. Not just asking questions and everything, obviously, but every once in a while, I really would love to have a fan compete in a Schmoedown, in a Schmoebate as well every once in a while. That'd be fucking dope,
Hit us up on Twitter. Make sure you like our Facebook page. We'll find a way to reach out on those platforms, on our Instagram and stuff like that, to find a fan competitor or a viewer competitor to hang out with us and do all of that stuff. So do all of that. Like the Facebook, like the Twitter.
Yeah, you have to like our Twitter and Facebook page and YouTube page in order to be considered to do that. All three.
Y'all, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It's a long goal. We're over 100 right now, but we're not at 200. But we'd love to get to however, somehow to 1,000 subscribers. The Schmoedown is a huge community. We all know that. We all understand that. The Action Army is its own separate entity. Like Christian has talked about it. Everyone who's involved in the community has talked about it. Action Army is its own separate thing. We get that, but we love and we absolutely invite other people who maybe not have been fans of Ben and Drew in the past, or who are not fans of the family or anything like that. We want everyone who's involved in the Schmoedown to come and hang out with us because, yeah, we're a little biased on some things at some points, but that's the fun part about our podcast. And we're still open to everyone else. We don't hate everyone. We're not the worst heels in the world, but we are a heel podcast. So come and hang out with us, please. We'd love to get our channel to 1,000 subscribers. That's our goal. Come and hang out. Like the Facebook page, like the Instagram.
Heck, make some make some fake emails and I'll have them all subscribe to us. We don't.
Each of you take 10 new accounts for
emails are subscribed.
So, we'll be at 1,000 subscribers. You can start paying us. Wouldn't you love to do that?
I mean, I wasn't gonna say that now.
Oh, no, I'm just saying. Wouldn't you love to pay to hear me talk more?
Stop. Don't. You're
We just had a fan comment on our Facebook page, a question. What Schmoedown competitors would you pick to star in the remake of Face Off?
Oh, wait.
That is a great question, AJ. And I would say, you know what? Scratch that. I want to actually. That's a dope ass fucking question. That's amazing. I am sad I didn't think of that earlier. But we need to do that for next time. We definitely need to make that a question for next time. But James, you're already jumping out of your chair. What would be your things already? Shazam. Okay, so it's
Bibbiani and Meyer playing each other.
They're already a team. Okay.
No, I want Brendan Meyer on stilts, and I want Bibbiani on whatever drug Brendan Meyer is smoking the entire movie.
Wait, I mean, have you watched Face Off? Like that?
Yes.
What do you mean on stilts?
Because Bibbs is taller than Meyer.
But why? Like the whole point of Face Off is that they swapped bases.
Well, they have to swap everything to make sure the transfer is perfect.
That's, I mean, anyway, the correct answer is Andrew Guy and Ben Bateman.
I mean,
they have to look different. They have to act drastically different. So that'd be
and that would be so amazing to watch Ben Bateman try to act like Andrew Guy, or try to watch Andrew Guy act like.
Oh my gosh! Can you picture like
they are similar in the same way that fucking. Sorry, Nick Cage and what's his name? Why can't
John Travolta.
Stupid John Travolta.
Okay. Isn't the comedy of it that they would be so different that the actual process of making them look similar would somehow be possible?
The point isn't to make them look. They're not trying to make them look similar. They're trying to make the other person look like the other person.
I'm saying the actors looking similar is the boring.
Have you watched Face Off?
I have. I have it in my closet. I fucking love the movie. Janine just had a Twitter thread where she was mad at me saying we should have actors who don't look this like each other, who aren't just boring white dudes to do it. And you know what would be a great way to shine on that? Having two people who are so drastically different in how they look.
Ben Bateman and Andrew Guy. You just argued for two cis white boys to do it, and then you're gonna argue.
Hey, one's Canadian.
Wow, way to mix it up, man. Man, you just blew us out of the fucking water, Spence. Until next time on your next episode of Schmo Bates. Thank you so much for allowing us to hang out with you today.
Yes, thank you, James, for coming on for this small segment of Schmo Bates. Appreciate it, James. James, I'm gonna cut you off the stream from now. So thank you for coming on. Yeah. We really appreciate it. We love you, James.
Woo.
We'll see you soon, babe. Woo. It's already 1 hour and 41 minutes into this. So we had our Schmo Bates. We had all of our talk. We talked about the match. We saw William Bibbiani take on Ethan Erwin, defeat Ethan Erwin. William Bibbiani is going on to face John Roca in round 3 of the Ultimate Schmoedown singles tournament. Ben Bateman versus Brendan Meyer in the next round 3. So between those competitors, we get to see who goes against who. That's going to be amazing. Alex, are you ready for that?
I'm ready to pee my pants and throw trash at the TV. Let's do it!
Let's
scare my cat.
Girl. Okay, so the best, Alex, really quickly, what would be your favorite match? Would it be John Roca against Ben Bateman, or would it be Brendan Meyer against William Bibbiani, or vice versa in any of those? What do you want to see?
I would love to see Meyer probably versus Bibbs. I mean, any combination of the 4 I really love, obviously. It's just, I feel like Bateman going up against Bibbs, I feel like it wouldn't be fair. It just, like, I feel like it would have been like, it would be like almost obviously Bibbs, unless it's like a severe upset. You know what I mean? I think so. If it was Bibbs versus Meyer, and obviously Meyer is just so talented, it's just we haven't really seen him with any flaws as of yet.
Yeah.
And they're just so, and their strengths and weaknesses are so different. So I feel like that would be a stellar match. That's why I say so. Roca, obviously, we've seen him with his flaws before. And Bateman also, him going up against Roca, I feel like that'd be a dope fucking match too. But we've seen that before, essentially. So
kind of, but not really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, maybe I just want to see more of Brandon's face. That's it. I mean,
Yeah.
That little angel fruit. I was like that a little piece of angel food cake.
Yes. That's it. That's a sweet piece of cake that you just want to nibble on.
Strawberries and whipped cream on top. Later up to bed.
Sweet. I like this. Yes. Yes. But Ben Bateman is the cake that you just want to grab on.
He's a cake I'll eat at a buffet and eat it with a fucking spoon. I will be like, I'm not eating it delicately with a little baby tea fork.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And
I'm just
that's how
it down.
If I got to see the kid versus the beast, that would be this is super cute. Yay. But if I watched Ben Bateman on Roka, I'm like, give me all of this.
And if Roka or a piece of cake, I just throw it in the garbage because it's obviously rotten from the inside already.
Man, I apologize to everyone who watched the draft and for everyone who believes that my Clippy reference was a John Roka reference, because it wasn't, but that's fine.
I didn't make the reference at all until I don't know. So James, I think made that reference, but
possibly because James only thinks about John Roka all the time in that song.
It's like he has a crush on him. Like Loki has a crush on him.
Does James Loki have a crush on John Roka? Is that the next episode of Hotcakes? Dylan, please. Let me log Dylan on really quickly. Oh my goodness.
It's just like how, so many guys that are like really vocal about hating rom-coms usually secretly love watching those rom-coms all the time. Harry Met Sally, the worst.
About Time. Everyone please watch the movie About Time. If you've never watched About Time with Dom Hogley and Rachel McAdams, please get ready to cry your heart out, because if you have any relationship with your father in any sort of way, you're going to love it.
Or heck, lack of father.
Or either way,
or any parent.
Or just any love. If you've ever loved in your life, ever, at all.
Any mentor figure. Man, that movie is so fucking good. And
so good.
So good.
Next ladies' night watch along is going to be to About Time.
I'm not ready to watch that on camera. I am a blubbering fucking mess.
No, I cry every single time. Every single time.
It's like I have snot up and down my sweaters. I have tissues everywhere. I'm not cute. Mascara.
I'm going to go and watch it right now because I want to cry just to that movie. Absolutely. So speaking of crying, Alex, we're done. We're good, girl.
Yes, we are. Thank you so much. Yeah, you can catch me on Twitter. I run the Twitter page, the Twitter handle at Called Action Pod. If you're acting with them, you're interacting with me and potentially James when he likes to sneak into my Twitter every once in a while. He likes to do that. But do that and like our Facebook page, because we are trying to do better for you.
We are definitely trying to do better. Y'all, this whole podcast would have never been started at all if it wasn't for our one true guy, one true Ben Bateman, Team Action, all of that good stuff. The Action Army is strong. The Action Army is real, and the Action Army is family. We're all here. We all love each other. This community is big. I believe that the Action Army is a big, call out to how strong this community can be. And I think we all need to go ahead and push forward into helping Karen and all of that stuff. The GoFundMe page is on Facebook. Please find that to help with Karen cancer, all of that good stuff. We want to push this forward and make sure that we get that with as much recognition as we possibly can. So thank you so much for everyone who has donated. Thank you for showing that the family is strong and that the Schmoedown is real. We love this community. We love all of this. Please follow our guys, Ben Bateman at Ben Bateman Media and at That Andrew Guy on Twitter. You can find them on the Action Industries Facebook page, on the Action Industries Twitter handle. Go to Patreon/Team Action. Subscribe to the dudes because the dudes are awesome. Their Patreon page has been amazing forever, and they put out a lot of really great content, a lot of really good behind-the-scenes stuff that you don't really get to hear and see, and especially because a lot of people see Team Action as heels, you get to see those guys behind the Patreon wall as who they are. You can find them on the Action Movie Anatomy doing their Action Movie Anatomy breakdown on the Popcorn Talk channel. Go and follow that, because that is how a lot of us found Team Action and how we fell in love with Team Action. I know that that's how I did. So please go to that channel and follow them there. All of that good stuff. Follow us on Facebook on the Call to Action Pod. Talk about Schmoedown. We talk about a whole bunch of things. We do our Schmo baits. We do our call to reaction. We do our regular call to action episodes. We got our Dylan doing hotcakes, all of that good stuff. Big plug for our chill to action on Sunday. That's my sweet baby with my lovely Paul Denuzio. This Sunday we have Kaiser coming on. Y'all want to talk about managers of the year? Y'all want to talk about baseball? Let's go ahead and talk to John Kaiser. Come and hang out with us this Sunday, 10:30 Central, 11:30 Eastern. That makes it, 8:30 Pacific? Did I get that wrong? Who knows? Mountain time is somewhere in there. Come and hang out with us on Chill. We love y'all every week. Come and hang out with us every week on the Call to Action. Thank you so much to everyone who has watched us, to everyone who has been a part of this podcast. We love y'all so much. That's it. I think that's it. Alex, you got anything else?
We have a horror thriller exhibition match coming in hot. Got our 3 competitors. I messaged them. We're going to be getting some shit all together. And it's going to be awesome as fun.
Yeah, please keep an eye out.
Guys.
Absolutely. Please keep an eye out for all of the fan pages that are out there. This is its own separate community as it is. So shout out to everyone who's involved in the reaction channels and all of that stuff. We're coming for that award. We're going to get it, y'all. Sorry. But please check out everyone else who's involved in the Schmoedown. We love y'all. Action Army, we love you. Schmoedown, we love you. Come and hang out with us next time. We can't wait to see y'all. This is your girl, Alex. This is your girl, D, representing Texas. Houston, Astro Strong. We're coming for that championship, y'all. We're out. Bye.
Astro's my ass.
Bye. Let's go, Stros.
No.
Let's go, Stros.